Chapter 4. No Light Come Dawn. When Violetta came to her senses, she was back at the lake beneath the cherry trees. Above her, the oldest of them stretched its withered limbs toward the sky. Beside her lay the spade, the same one she had used to bury FERONIA. Dizzy and weak, she stumbled to her feet, staggering toward the tent. A sickness churned in her gut, but instead of vomiting, she simply collapsed and lost consciousness once more. When she woke again, she made her way to the lake's northern shore. There, she hunted down the beast that had taken FERONIA's life. For weeks, she fed upon its flesh. Mad. Oh, my sisters, they say she's mad. But you know better. For when a month had passed since the invocation on the mountain, Violetta did not have her monthly bleeding. What could it mean? The ravens gathered in the branches, watching. Beneath the earth, the worms writhed, thick as a tangled nest. Weeks passed into months, and Violetta's belly swelled. Something moved inside her. She could feel it pressing against her from within. It happened too quickly. Barely half a year passed before she was heavy with child. To give birth, oh my sisters, in the filth among the pigs, there had been no terror like it. But to bring forth a child without understanding how it was conceived, that was worse. Again it was deep in the night, deep in the dead of winter, that Violetta gave birth alone. Outside the tent, the wind howled and tore through the treetops. The ravens shrieked, the worms twisted and burrowed in the frozen ground. She laboured alone, in the tent by the icebound lake beneath the cherry trees, until at last the child slipped free from her body. The sight of the newborn babe crushed her, overwhelmed her, shattered her. She screamed, not in pain, not in fear, but in joy. Tears spilled down her cheeks, for the infant, oh my sisters, this frail, fragile thing she clutched to her breast, was FERONIA. That year winter was stubborn, oh sisters, but if one endures, night becomes day. Is that how it goes? The snow melted, death's grip loosened, and spring returned to the land. Ah, FERONIA, just like before, Violetta named her after the old legend, the only one she knew. It told of the nymph who guarded the gate to the land of the dead, where ordeal ruled as serpent king of the lifeless. For her daughter, Violetta would have bled 1,000 seas. She tended the tent for her, held her close when the wind howled, hunted to keep her fed. Everything was perfect. Everything was exactly as it should be, exactly as it had been before. So why, oh my sisters, why did it feel so wrong? At night, Violetta watched the rise and fall of her daughter's little chest, the whisper of her breath in the dark. She was so beautiful when she slept, and yet, no matter how wondrous it was to see her lying there, alive, something twisted in Violetta's chest. Oh, sisters, what was it about FERONIA that unsettled her so? From the oldest cherry tree, down by the lake, it was as though there came a whisper, a ghost of an echo. Months turned to years, and when FERONIA was old enough, Violetta took her into the woods to learn the hunt. FERONIA's first task was to shoot a squirrel, and she did, without hesitation. She all but glowed with pride as she held up her catch. "Look, Mama, look!" Violetta wanted to smile, but she could not. FERONIA reached for another arrow, set it to the bowstring. Her eyes were bright, but was there not something off about them? Were they not a shade too dark? And the colour of her hair, was it not a touch too deep? "Are you sure you want to hunt?" Violetta asked. "Are you sure you want this?" The question only confused FERÓNIA. Gods below, what wicked omen was this? Soon, sleep began to elude Violetta altogether. She did not even lie in the tent with FERÓNIA anymore, but alone in the grass by the lake, beneath the oldest cherry tree, she would press her cheek to the earth as night slowly yielded to day. And in the time that followed, the cherry grove began to wither. The blossoms shriveled, the grass sank, the trees bowed under the weight of their own limbs. The light, oh sisters, the light that had once bathed the grove in all the colours of the world darkened with each full moon that passed. Can you fathom what it was like? Can you even begin to understand the horror of raising a child you have already laid in the earth? The days turned to nightmares. Through the fading grass, FERÓNIA ran, laughing, playing, all while she was rotting beneath her own feet. Violetta, oh my sisters, could bear it no more. "Play with the water, FERÓNIA," Violetta demanded one summer morning in the grey hour right before dawn, when FERÓNIA was 9 winters old. Unshaken, the girl knelt at the lake's edge, slapping her palms against the stones, sending droplets dancing through the air. When the ripples faded, Violetta felt nothing. She crouched beside her daughter in silence, and together they gazed into the lake. "Who is that?" asked Violetta, pointing at her own reflection. "That's you, Mama," said FERÓNIA. A shiver ran through the air. In the oldest cherry tree, a raven sat watching. Violetta murmured, before she slowly took her finger and pointed at the child's reflection instead. "And who is that?" FERÓNIA lifted her head, blinking in confusion. But Violetta did not look at her. She did not want to. "Who is that?" she repeated. "Are you all right, Mama?" FERÓNIA whimpered, placing her small hand against her mother's cheek. Violetta wrenched her head away. She repeated a question, harder this time. FERÓNIA did not answer, so Violetta seized her, twisting her forward, forcing her to stare into the still water. "Who is that?" Tears welled in the child's eyes, trembling at the edges, then falling, plunging into the water below. The ripples shattered her reflection, twisting it instead into something unrecognizable. Oh, my sisters, Violetta remembers how the small, trembling body felt in her hands. How it struggled as she tightened her grip. "Who is it?" she screamed. "Mama, you're scaring me," FERÓNIA sobbed, writhing to break free, but her mother would not let go. The fog gathered, swallowing the last of the colour from the world. "Where is your blood-red hair?" Violetta whispered, pressing FERÓNIA so close that the girl's breath trembled across the lake's surface. "Where are your green eyes?" "Mama," FERÓNIA wailed. "Please, Mama." With an iron grip, Violetta forced the child's face beneath the surface and held her there, so tight, while her little body kicked and thrashed, while bubbles burst upon the water, fewer and fewer and fewer. When it was done, the silence was absolute. Violetta let go. The girl lay motionless, face down in the lake. Violetta rose, but she no longer felt the ground beneath her feet. Her heart pounded, her ears rang. Beyond that, all was numb. Around her, the forest loomed, silent and vast. Never had it felt so empty, as though what had just happened had drained the world of all life. Unsteady, she walked over to the oldest cherry tree, where, after all these years, her spade still lay. There, in the tree's shadow, as rain gathered in the dimming light, she unearthed the grave she had dug all those years ago. And as she dug, the last remnants of night faded away. Morning broke, yet no light shone. Violetta let out a long, bitter laugh. For in the earth, oh my sisters, she found not one single trace of FERONIA.